Indifference is an important concept in Stoic philosophy. But before we talk about what it means to be indifferent and how to apply it, let's take a step back and get a general understanding of Stoicism. From the places where people buy things in Athens to the workplaces in Silicon Valley, philosophy has become an important part of human history. From the ideas that have influenced our societies to the beliefs that determine how people act. Stoic philosophy originated in Athens, and its main goal is to help people find happiness, virtue, peace of mind, and mental strength to deal with the difficulties and pain we experience from the world around us. The ancient Greeks and later the Romans discovered that Stoicism's teachings were true in practice when applied to everyday life. This philosophy quickly became popular because it was effective and easy to apply to everyday life. We can still hear its impact today in the meetings of big tech companies and in the lives of regular people like us. Reason for what? Stoicism helps people find a purposeful and happy life even when things are uncertain and tough. To handle difficult times without getting upset weakens the power of misfortune and lessens the feeling of being overwhelmed. A Stoic equation. Indifference with rationality is a good life. Let's understand what indifference means in Stoic teaching. Indifference is a word that can make us feel like someone doesn't care or isn't interested. If we are told that someone is indifferent, it might sound like they don't care or are not active. In simple terms, it's usually not good nowadays. However, when it comes to Stoicism, the term has a different meaning. Stoics believe that things outside of ourselves are not truly good or bad. They do not improve or worsen our souls, nor do they impact our happiness or fulfillment in life. What really matters is how we use them in the end, whether it's for good or bad, being virtuous or being harmful. To a Stoic, being indifferent is not the same as not caring. Instead, it means understanding what we can and cannot control and not letting our emotions be affected by things we cannot change. We all have the ability to live a good life. If we can learn to not care about things that don't matter. This is how we learn, by observing each thing, including its individual parts and the overall picture. Remember that none of them can control or influence how we see it. They don't force themselves upon us. They float in front of us, not moving at all. We are the ones who make judgments about ourselves and write them down. And we don't need to. We have the option to keep the page empty. If any mark accidentally appears, we can remove it right away. Do you remember how short the amount of attention needed is? And then we will die. The Stoics believe that there are many aspects of life that we cannot control. However, instead of feeling hopeless and depressed because of this reality, it can actually be a way to free ourselves. It means that we know how to have a happy life. It's not about trying to control everything and avoid the uncertainties and dangers of life. The text is about changing our focus to ourselves and developing a mindset that is strong and long-lasting, even when faced with challenges. This idea is about how the Stoic idea of not feeling strongly about things overlaps with other philosophical ideas. Dress yourself with simplicity and don't care about things that are neither good nor bad. According to the Stoics, events outside of our control, like an economic crisis, a war, or a disagreement with someone we care about, don't determine if they are morally right or wrong. They didn't make someone worth more or worth less. The real way to judge a person was by how good they were, or how well they acted with goodness in response to these events. We can understand it this way. Most people try really hard to control things that they cannot control and make the outside world match their desires. This usually doesn't work. However, the Stoics found a different and smarter way to approach things. They believed that instead of forcing the world to fit our desires, we should focus on improving ourselves to become the person we want to be. Through this practice, we focus on managing the things we have the power to manage and avoid wasting energy on things we cannot control. So, we see that we are successful and we don't waste time trying to control things we can't control. Problems that can make you feel annoyed and upset. So, by learning and practicing not caring about outside things, we can attain the highly desired eudaimonia, which means living a good life according to the Stoics. So, we live in a world where we have become really good at doing many different things, like splitting atoms and understanding our genes. We are more connected now than ever before. We have more information available to us than ever before. And our overall quality of life has improved. But there is one area that has not improved much and may have even gotten worse in recent centuries: the ability to control and understand our own thoughts and feelings.